Good morning, hello again friends. Welcome to another Prefect 99 live stream. We are back where we left off at a night in the hotel. And we're back on stand Delta 04 at Berlin Brandenburg. Ortho scenery looks a bit better here, doesn't it? You can see the old terminal in the distance there. Maybe this isn't the best view in the world, but just goes to show how big the place is. And it's a bit better in the daytime. We are off to Šiauliai, is how you say how that's spelt. And like I say, with Cross the Pond starting up, it's going to be pretty busy, everything going westbound. I think I looked to try and get a slot and couldn't. Probably would have done that in Concorde anyway. So, Europe is just lit up with controllers. I don't know if anybody is controlling. I don't know all the German sectors. So, can't even remember who we were talking to last night. Actually, it's probably written down. I've got it scribbled down somewhere. So if that frequency is the same, we were on a 126425, 23225. I don't think. No. Even though it looks like on the map we should have some coverage, so we were speaking to 23925. Bremen. They go out to Hamburg, but not to here. We were handed over 123225. No, so don't see Amsterdam East open, so it's very busy. We might try and get back westwards. I don't think we'll be able to do it in one hit with a decent amount of packs. I've loaded up 7 passengers today, which is 3 crew, 4 in the back. So 2 pilots, 1 cabin attendant, and then 4 of the 6 seats occupied. And like I say, we are off to Šiauliai, a big old Russian air base. So we'll go see that. The standard X-plane scenery was a bit rubbish, so I've downloaded from the gateway. Somebody has improved it pretty spectacularly. So we will head over that way. Is there an issue with sound only coming from the left? Is that on mono? Anyway, without further ado, let's jump in. I am going to... I've done a few keyboard command changes, and we've got a landing rate plugin that doesn't use Fly with Lure, which is the only reason I didn't have it before. So let's pop that in. Let's pop the batteries on. I don't think... No, that doesn't. So, I thought I had a key for GPU. Will the... Now I've changed that to UTC. Will that work on here? No, it doesn't. So, I'm going to have to... I think there is a way that you can change the Garmin 1000 to UTC, because it's obviously got UTC in it, but you just can't change the option. And I'm going to find a way to do that. Let's actually get...
Pause system test. Okay.
GPU on. So 1006, that's about what we had yesterday. You can see the batteries are discharging, that's why they're yellow. Doors open, baggage is open. Happy days. As always, if you are watching, please say hi. Bus ties auto. Pneumatics will leave off for the moment. Let's do these tests.
Fire. 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 Fire.
There's all the annunciators illuminated.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Good, happy days. We can get rid of the yoke. Hydraulic pumps I'm going to leave off. Tested, auto off. Cutouts pushed out. Said normal. Shields off, probes auto, lights auto, off. To go and check the lights in a moment. Discharge pushed out and off. Trims all set neutral, backups off. No, I didn't want to do that, I want to do that one. Now set that as a detent. That works. We have got normal braking if I need it. I've got brakes and I'm steering on the rudder pedals now, but that is on a nose wheel steering on-off key, which is a little bit weird. So we'll figure that out. Off then, auto, cabin out -150. That sounds about right for our pressure altitude. Which we can double check here. Yep. Everything else is off. We'll set the altitude selector to 41 just in case ATC does come online. Emergency lights auto. These are turned up. Pop the nav lights on because we have got AC power. Oh, it does look like both the speakers are working. Good. So, I have loaded up, as you can see there, 697 as per the flight plan, 1007 as per last night. No changing of the CG, because I just cannot work that out. Of course it does move based on loading, depending on where people sit, but that is truly beyond my ability in this aircraft at the moment. Set 2000, and let's go and fuel up the jet. So here's our flight plan. 5-minute contingency, alternate of Riga, final reserve 30, and I've got 15 minutes extra fuel that we probably won't need, but I had that just in case it was busy. So, let's turn that on. And as you can see, we want 1190. You can't defuel on this aircraft, so you do end up landing with more than you thought. That can leave you in a bit of a pickle. So, PIC extra of 8 for rounding. Won't take long at all. And here we are. Are these guys real? Let's have a look, shall we? Yes. Yes, they are. Which is good. Have a look at the ortho. It's good to see some traffic coming in. And of course, all of this is new. Not a bad rendition, whoever's made this. I think we've done quite a good job. The old frame rate's still doing really good. As you can see, look, you can see a bit of building work there, so difficult to get up-to-date imagery. But there is the old airport, which used to be the East German Berlin airport. Of course, Tempelhof was the West German. Then Tegel was Tegel built. I don't know. I've actually never been to Berlin, and I'd like to go one day. So, 1185. All right, that's just. So let's walk around and hop back in. The aircraft says 1186. So I'm just going to scribble that over the flight plan. Delta 04 stand. Happy days. So, what are we looking at times wise? Off block's 1100, so in 17 minutes. 15-minute taxi probably won't take that long, quite. then hour and 41 block time. So about an hour and a half in the air, just under. 1 hour 18 trip time. Cool, so flight plan. Interesting that this has cleared. Didn't do that last time. So we are off to, just load it up so you guys can see as well. 410 initially, that might be a little bit unachievable. You will see. That might be a little bit keen. Flight level change down. That does actually increase time and everything else. So maybe that's a wind factor. I don't think it's printed, but they are on the flight plan. 293, we've got a healthy tailwind, which is good. Anyway, let's get the routing in. Oh gosh. So we could actually load it up. Used empty, there are loads. I don't think you can search on this, can you? No, I'm just going to type it in. So we're off to GERGA, and this I've validated with Eurocontrol. This is a completely valid route, but what we are doing is avoiding Belarusian airspace. So, GERGA. Load airway. It's a shame you can't just type it in. It's a bit of a... Why does it come up twice? Then we want Lima 29. You're taking that all the way to SUWGI. Like 985. BOKSU. Like 857. To INBOV. And of course, on the actual flight plan, it does give you all of these. So yes, it does take us via ACAL to INBOV. And then there are no stars, so it's going to be direct. To Šiauliai. Happy days. 25 left. I'm happy that we're going to be departing on. So let's load that procedure. Which is GERGA 1 November. So what's the difference between all the GERGAs? Some will be RNAV, some won't be. Take the RNAV if it's available. So I'm just loading up the charts on my iPad. So GERGA, Bravo, Delta, wrong runway. Wrong runway, GERGA 1 November. So that takes us straight ahead. Immediate left turn actually. For Charlie and Mike, they're all from the other runway. So that is pretty much the only one we can do. 25 left, as you can see. Left turn, left and out. Interesting. GERGA 1 November, GERGA 1 November. That does not look the same. 261 and 262. Can't change that. So no, the routing is not the same because this is. So it looks like an RNAV overlay. That's quite interesting. Right, there's a lot of departures from here, so GERGA 1 November. Okay, SID designation. So 1 November 3H, I think was the one I was looking at. That isn't the RNAV. Why do they have some? So RNAV overlay. I have to say, having the RNAV overlay with the same is a little bit confusing. Okay, yes, that is 261, 262, so I had the wrong chart. Little confusing. So let's load that one up. Let's step through and check it. 600. 600 plus, yes. The initial climb is 5,000, but that's the only restriction there. Rest is as required. So 5,000 set. Figure out what we're going to do on arrival when we get there. 1141. Is the Brandenburg VOR. Runway heading is 245, which we've already got. PFD. No. No, I think I was right, wasn't I? Here we go. Days. So somebody's watching, please say hi if you are. There we go. Get the departure on there. So I don't think there is anyone to talk to. There might be actually. There might just be somebody that's come online. Raymond radar, Berlin arrival. ATIS 12377. So there is 126425 262. Got any ATIS yet? Buki, hello. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining. I guess they've literally just come online. So what we can do is have a think about our performance, and I've printed off the standard flap 1 dry runway departure. I've checked our flight plan, which is all well and good. Just waiting for ATIS. Hopefully that will come online soon. So weights wise, we've got 697 payload. It's giving us a 0 fuel weight. Plus 5500, which is the empty aircraft weight, 6197. The max fuel we could take would be another ton on top. We've got 1186. So I am going to go off of 7383, which will end up going higher to 76. I know that's a little bit too keen. Outside air temp is 9, so we'll call that 10. 76, and the pressure altitude you said was sea level, so that's fine because that's rounding up as well. I do apologise because of course you guys can't see this printed bit of paper. So 76 gives us flap 1. Degrees gives us 950 required, 104, 115, 132, so we can pop those in. No 4, 115, 132. V2 plus 10 is 125. Do we go plus 20? I can't remember. Anyway, we sort of hoofed the departure. What else do we need to have a look at? Takeoff approach minimums. So looking at our departure, we could actually go from like 7. So it's a 4,000 meter runway. It's unfactored distances. It's not wet. I haven't checked. So the slope of the runway is negligible. Tailwind component, don't think there should be, but that's what I'm waiting on the ATIS for. Don't think there is. 120025. I think we've got tower online as well. ATIS looks like it's just come online. Hopefully that'll kick in a minute. So ATIS, it's Alpha 1020. It's a little bit old. ILS A25
Brandenburg Information Alpha. Met report time 1020 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runway 25 left, runways in use 25 left. Transition level 60. Wind 270 degrees 12 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. Broken through 1,100 feet. Temperature 9. Dew point 1 QN8 1024 trend. Nosing Berlin Brandenburg Information Alpha. Out.
Good. Well, that worked. Got tower 120025, and I've got approach tune on the standby. So 270, and a 12 knot headwind is going to reduce our takeoff distance, so we don't need to worry about tailwind, obviously. So 950 times 1.33, which is a factored distance of 1263. And what are we looking at? So from Mike 7, 2715, so again, absolutely plenty. We could even go so far as going for Mike 4, which is absolutely miles away. So we can take that intersection. It's a high-speed intersection. We can take that intersection departure. Happy. Do I need anything else? Parking stands, probably. And we've got the RNAV overlay. So let's call them up. Berlin Tower, good afternoon. ASCOT 1138, stand Delta 04. Information ATIS QNH 10, correction, information Alpha QNH 1024. Request departure clearance to Šiauliai, please.
Information Alpha is correct. And I've approved you to Šiauliai via GERGA 1 November departure. Flight plan route, climb 5000 feet, squawk 2017.
Cleared Šiauliai via GERGA 1 November. Climb altitude 5000 feet. Squawk 2017, ASCOT 1138.
ASCOT 1138, confirm squawk 2037, correction 2017.
Squawk 2017, ASCOT 1138.
Feedback correct?
Perfect. I'm pretty sure I did read that back. So, transponder. And 10, it doesn't help this is on two separate pages, 1024. We have been cleared. B days, so 25 left. Door bag aft. Let's get that shut, shall we? So, baggage aft. We should be going in a few minutes. We're going to be a little bit late, but never mind. That's what I'm looking for. So, bleeds auto, cross bleed auto. Everything else, we're going to leave the hydraulic pumps off. Pumps auto. Okay. Here at the flight plan. Still got the GPU connected, which is fine. Good, got charts ready. So, pre-flight and tests completed, oxygen bottle is in, packs auto, pressure, dispatch. Oh, hello. Did I manage to do that?
Berlin Tower, good Abend, Northwind 1902, at gate Bravo 07, this information Bravo, request clearance to Moscow.
Lowland 19.
Literally
Bravo
just...
correct. I've approved you to Moscow via GERGA 1 November departure. Flight plan speed squawk 2034.
It's broken, and I don't think that's just me.
Clear to Moscow.
Fuel power
via
auto,
GERGA 1
off
November
auto.
departure, squawk 2034, Northland 1902.
Hydraulic pumps open, push
Lowland
cut out.
1902 confirms after the
Mass
departure.
protection is off.
And initial climb 5000 feet.
Pressurization
1902.
checked.
190
Zero.
feedback correct.
Start EIS off.
Berlin Tower, hello.
Mission auto. Thrust levers idle, flaps up, speed brakes up. Marking brakes set. Shut.
Operator 936 Berlin Tower, good day. Information Bravo correct. Still have approved. Clear to Moscow via GERGA 1 November departure. Flight plan route. Climb 5000 feet. Squawk 2037.
Clear to 5255, GERGA 1 November, initially 5000, squawk 2730, Operator 926.
Squawk 2037.
2037, Operator 926.
Operator, correct.
So let's give him a call. Ascot 1138, stand Delta 04, request engine start.
Ascot 1138. Was already approved in the clearance, call me for push.
Roger, Wilco. Ascot 138. Was that broken that it was accepted with clearance? I don't know. But it's better to check, isn't it, than to not. So, clear left, clear right, signal to the ground crew. We can put the transponder on. It is 11:03. We've got 1186 on board. Start engine number 2. View is still connected. So we can make stable, we can disconnect, give the signal to take the ground power off. Did that come up automatically? That's quite cool if it did.
Okay, 116, I go back.
So clear to start number 2. Or is that 1? Either way, the engine on the left, I'd call it 1. I'm pretty sure the throttles are reversed and explain on this. Maybe the engines are numbered differently. Are they even numbered? Left engine. So, stable. So, after start, yes. So, ECS is not on the check. GPU is disconnected. Leg emergency pushed out, and we've got 23.5 volts. Stall protections tested. Takeoff data is set. Trim set neutral. Flight controls again. Move it. It doesn't do anything. Can do is never forget these. Never ever forget these. Full forward, full off, full right, full left. Rudder, full right rudder. Checked and set. Flaps 1 for takeoff. There we go, we're ready to go. Ascot 1138 stand Delta 04, request taxi.
Ascot 1138, push back and full chase off.
We'll be able to self-maneuver from here if that's okay, Ascot 1138.
Normally Lufthansa 129, Ascot will not in your airspace, but we would like to request an radio check, please. All stations stand by.
So we could go either right or left, we'll make that turn. Could do without wasting this fuel. So we're going to be off blocks at 11 something.
Berlin Tower, good day, die Lufthansa 129, radio check, please.
Standard 129 at Ascot 1138, readability 5.
Go 138, take a new request.
Ascot 1138, we can self-maneuver off stand, no pushback required.
Firm, no pushback is required. Go 138, take again, you got us there.
We can self-maneuver, it's going to take a little bit of extra time to push.
Alright, call me back.
Why enforce this? It's just unnecessary.
Talking 116, because
Phenom.
of the across the pond, I have to wait a few and
What?
from the Oceanic, so please be. I call you back in 2 minutes.
Let's do pushback. Why? Just why?
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
It's a Phenom, for God's sake. Otherwise we could have done whatever, we could have done this without starting the engine.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
I hope you can tell I'm just not impressed. There's ample room, there's nobody parked. In reality you wouldn't need to. It's just unnecessary. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm ready to go, you're just causing the unnecessary hassle.
Okay, line 36, request taxi. 936, taxi to holding runway 25 left in the section Mike 7 via Victor 2.
Some pragmatism would be nice.
Victor 2, Mike 7, forward 1, left and 2. Okay, line.
I like the different tug. The guy gets out, that's cool.
Atlas 1902, request pushing step.
Okay, maybe I don't hate this guy so much now.
So that's 1902, I got it back.
Oh, he drops the little thing and then drives it.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set. Parking brake.
The brake was set. Does not work.
Switching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake. When you're ready to start pushback.
Okay. Different. Let's go 1138, ready to push.
Go 138, pushback, face south.
Push approved, face south, that's got 1138. Oh boy. Ooh. That's weird, it pulls you on and then pushes you back. Okay, I don't hate this guy so much anymore. We're not paying for the fuel. Just unnecessary though, we were happy to just maneuver off stand.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Well, we already have. Wasting a load of fuel. Hey look, we can literally turn this round on a dime. Frustratingly militant. Because don't forget, in reality, there'd be nobody parked on this stand. Maybe there'd be somebody here, but we could get by on either of these.
Command local number 169, I'm requesting a radio check and you. From the 129 Berlin Tower, radio 5.
I don't think the map likes it. It's on the right, Fritz.
Atlas 1902, pushback please.
Atlas 1902, pushback approved, face off.
Push approved, face south, Atlas 1902.
For beta 936, wind 280 degrees, 4 knots, runway 25 left, gate for takeoff. We are not yet ready, sir. Call you when we're ready for takeoff. Alright, line up 25 left and wait. Line up and wait 25 left and wait.
Come on, little airplane. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I haven't used it with this before, I don't think. This was the first time, and it seems happy, so... I don't know, try reinstalling it? But I've never seen that tug before, which is really cool.
Okay, 160, request is on progress, expect 5 minutes delay.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
116,
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Could have done all of that and then started up now. Never mind.
For now you can just wait, I call you back.
Haha, look, he drives off. It's so cool. What's he doing? Oh, I guess that's modelling taking the tow bar off. They even have a tug like this one.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Fine, we've done our checks anyway. Look at the little tug. Okay, that's brilliant. That's almost made my day.
Point 936, report ready. Now ready to push. Point 936, wind 280 degrees, 1 for knots, runway 25 left, cleared for takeoff.
That's got 1138, stand Delta 04, request taxi, we can take an intersection.
0138, copy, taxi to holding point runway 25 left, intersection Mike 7 via Victor 1 and Mike 7.
Taxi, runway 25 left, holding point Mike 7 via Victor 1, Mike 7. It's got 1138, thanks. So taxi, clear left, clear right. I'm just going to check the brakes. There you go, look, so that's normal steady braking. It's a little bit keen, but it's just a bit easier to manage than doing it on the pedals, which are a bit sensitive. So there we go, look, nose wheel steering is enabled. I guess I'll just leave it on for the entire flight. So we are going to take to 1, which is straight down the end by the looks of things. Straight to Mike 7, easy.
Point 936, contact Bremen 126, decimal 4 to
I think I can taxi a little bit smoother with the rudder pedals.
126, decimal 4 to 5.
A little bit quick for the apron, but whatever. See, the throttles are still not quite matched. I've got some tweaking to do. The response curves on that.
1902, taxi to holding point runway 25 left, intersection Mike 7 via Victor 2 and Mike 7.
Via Victor 2, Mike 7, taxi to intersection Mike 7, runway 25 left, Northland 190.
So 11:15, so much for getting away early.
Takeoff. Okay.
Okay, let's get everyone sat down, yaw damper off. Let's check, packs told, lights and transponder is got left. Be nice to have that on a switch, to be honest. So this is Mike 7 ahead, to the right, it's a high-speed exit.
Scope 138, wind 280 degrees, 1 for knots, runway 25 left, cleared for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, 25 left, Ascot 1138, thank you. So it's gonna be 11:18. 3 minutes late. I'm about 11:40 on board. There you go, that's a bit smoother on the taxiing, isn't it? So we have been cleared. Double check.
Takeoff. Okay.
I have that on a button now. And we won't follow the line, we'll just go sort of straight ahead from here.
Approaching 25 left.
So here we go, rolling takeoff.
On
50%.
runway 25 left.
Power. Toga. Okay, V1, handoff, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Lufthansa 255, bin die Dauer, no information, Bravo, correct. Dann Rückruf, geht zu Düsseldorf, bei
Go, accelerating.
November, Departure.
Flaps up.
10,5 und Seats, Score 1000.
So we will go. Autopilot on. Nav. Flight level change. Flaps up, gear up.
Sorry, can you repeat? Right by the back.
No speed.
I've got 1138, contact Bremen 12645. See you next time.
Bremen 12645, thanks very much for the service and a great day. Let's go 139.
Norland 1.
Bremen radar, good afternoon, Ascot 1138. GERGA 1 November, passing altitude 2900, climbing altitude 5000 feet.
Ascot 113, good EVGA
Flight level 160, Ascot 113.
No further IDC available. Monitoring from contact to
So there we are, going straight ahead. I'll give us a heading on a shortcut. Let's go 225 on the speed. Sorry, say again, that was broken. Ascot 1138.
Ascot 113, proceeds direct ALUKA, Alpha Lima Uniform, Kilo Alpha, and direction of turn is up to you.
Direct ALUKA, shortest turn. Ascot 138, thank you. So we can just...
Thank you for 101, descent 3000 feet, QNH 1024, total setting 070.
let the airplane decide.
And 3024, you want to run.
So, after takeoff, gear up, flap up, yaw down for on. Oh, that's what I didn't do. Next climb, a bit cheeky, 1.9, yeah, not 5 minutes worth, so that's okay. Let's get the speed up. Actually, let's keep the speed low for the turn. Altimeters checked, cross-checked, approaching 10 anyway, nice protection as required, can come off. Pressurization 1400 and climbing. Okay, That should smooth that turn out a bit.
German radar, good Abend, Nordland 1902, passing 2700, incline 5000, Gerga 1 November.
Should have got the lights off.
Good afternoon, identified. Climb flight level 16 civil.
Climb flight level 160, Nordland 1902.
Thank you forward 01, turn please, 0900. So say again, approach from 0. Thank you forward 01,
Okay.
turn please, 100.
I'd really like some hardware to do that. Maybe I'll treat myself. So the aeroplane's pressurizing, we're direct where we want to go. Quite a useful shortcut, to be fair. Unicom 122.8, thank you very much for the service, have a great day. It's got 138, that way. So I think we'll try for 390. No, let's try 37 initially. Then we can keep climbing if we need to. So we were given direct. So I'm just reorganizing my desk. GERGA, we were going towards 261. For ground 1119. 4 minutes late, not sure the shortcut will help us much. Took off with 1135 fuel. Actually slightly less. Because of all that taxiing faff, that used up a little bit additional. So we were almost on our 15-minute taxi fuel there, 3 kilos lighter, coming up to 200 in a minute. See, it's quite windy, there's a bit of a crosswind. It's going to help us on the way though. So there we are, passing 200, pressurization coming out to 32, climbing at 500, landing field set. Interesting on the pitch strip, quite high. Looks like a decent-ish. Maybe we'll leave it on 20. Who have we got ahead of us? PBD 936. That was the one going to Moscow, wasn't it? So he's doing 410 over the ground, significantly quicker in the climb. That is a 738. So he's going to be drawing away from us relatively rapidly. We might actually 245. He's still climbing. So they've got the edge on the climb by about 100 knots. Doing 275 in the climb at least. We could probably do that, but our climb rate would definitely be relatively poor. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Press the wrong button. Oh dear, does that mean the aeroplane is broken now? Yeah, we got damage off. That's useful. I meant to press Shift 2 for the outside view, but obviously that interfered with the maps. Oops. Do I want to check the iOS, because sometimes that thing is interesting as well. I'm going to leave it and hope for the best. We can fix all failures if we get there. Problems. Do we have any issues with roll trim? No. Guess good thing I had damage off there. Sorry, that was a bit loud. I wanted to do a flyby. So the airplane wallowing about, I think, is just the wind picking up. That's what I wanted to do. Oh dear. The train's a bit horrific there, isn't it? What's gone on there? Ortho is not happy. Interesting. Oh well, we'll gloss over that. Yeah, that's just the wind changing, that's why the airplanes are wallowing about because of flat damage, so make sure you don't do that. You see as the tailwind picks up, nose drops to maintain speed. So I don't think we're going to have anything in the way of ATC. But the rest of Europe is lit up. And this is one benefit of going into somewhere like Northolt. Yes, Heathrow might be busy, but they can stuff us on the runway, get us out of the way. Oh, we should have gone to Tallinn. Or to Amari, because they're open. Never mind, I think we're the only one inbound. Yes, we are. Šiauliai. I suppose we could do 2 legs on the way back, maybe via somewhere like Copenhagen, although those guys are, of course, going to be busy. Just gone past 300, cabins at 5.8, ultimately 7.3. Half bank. Decimal 06 changeover, happy. And if we get to 3.6 and we're still climbing, then we'll see if we can keep going up to 410. 375 was what we were expecting for this waypoint, but it's not going to be, is it? That was a... I suppose we've had less track distance, haven't we? So we should have been overhead at 2.9, so we're still a bit late. We've probably made up a minute or two, haven't we? And a shortcut. So it tells us when we're going to start the turn. Allegedly now, that's a bit keen. So 32 overhead, plus 3 made up a minute, and we got 864. So the climb fuel is well and truly out. It really doesn't like half bank. Doesn't plan for it, certainly, which I assume the real one does. Guess we'll be doing a bit of an S-turn. go. Still got a bit of a crosswind, but got significantly more tailwind as well. So filed 60. Let's see. 73's got, they've got 370. Doubt we'll be going over the top of it. It depends on their cost index, doesn't it? So we look like we're still climbing quite happily. With any luck, Aerobask will be updating it so we can use the switches, so things like the seat belts, taxi lights, 3-position stuff can go onto the WARTHOG throttle, which will be really handy. So we look like we're still climbing quite happily at 3.6. Apart from that, the little transient bits as the wind changes. Going to 3.9 and see how we get on. Now we didn't get a second alert there, did we? So there's a bit of a bug. We're still getting 1,000 a minute. Still full climb thrust. So I think we can just about make 410, so let's try it. I think the winds are a little bit stronger higher up, so beneficial for us. That was crossing traffic behind us, wasn't it? No, it isn't. Who's this then? Or shuttle? Oh, 469. Oh, okay, he's overtaking, catching us up. But he won't be once we get above. Let's speed up. So 7.3 initially is our cruise. Wonder when that changes. I guess just because we're a bit heavier. So North Shuttle 1902, he's also going to Moscow. this might have been a mistake, but climb rate's really dropping off now. Thanks, Spooky. Have a great day. I might go flying again this evening, so I can see you live then as well, but thanks for watching. Hope you get better pushback sorted out. If all else fails, just take it out and put it back in. I think that's all you can do, really. Or reinstall both. But good luck whatever you get up to, and have a great day. There we go, we've made it. And I am going to leave it in climb rather than max cruise to get us up there, top of climb. It's now 3.9. And we got 771, which is actually worryingly low. I think cruise climb fuel needs a bit of an adjust. But SimBrief always seems to be out with it when it comes to predicted fuel. Feel free to tell me if climb would not be what was used to accelerate the aeroplane, but it looks like it's what's needed at the moment. So we've only got about an hour's fuel at this rate. So 2 per overhead at 4.1. On with +4, so you know, on schedule. +759. Should have 884 according to the plan, which is worrying. And I'm going to stick with what it says. 0.73 initially. So the North Shuttle below us is doing 471. Now we'll be catching up that much. But we are not far off. And we are over Poland. If I run out of ortho, that's looking a bit explaining, or is that accurate? May very well be accurate. So bring it back to 85.5. That brings the fuel flow back a bit, doesn't it? So it's about 50% extra fuel, which is somewhat worrying. So we're not quite keeping up with the Airbus. Tell you what, why don't we try 7.4, because I think we're that little bit lighter. If we were switching to 7.4 we had 701. Yeah. Well, let's keep an eye on the fuel then. 728, 729. See the difference there. CSC on. See how it does. And we're doing 450. Guy below us is doing 471. So maybe the winds are a bit better down there. Seconds, 4.5. Still +4. And we're overhead Pepox with 727. So what's our reserve fuel? Let's have a look. We have an alternate 20 minutes to Riga 146 and 196. Don't think it shows you anywhere on Lido. .731, 186 on both. So we've got 2 hours fuel left now. How are we doing when it comes to flight plan then? .30, an hour to go. Okay, it's just weird I can't quite see the entire thing. Never mind. Right, so I'm going to have some lunch, think about how we're going to do the arrival. And on top of descent should be around half an hour by the looks of things. So, getting the weather. I don't think I have anywhere to put the ATIS down. At 11:20 Zulu, it was 312. So that does favour 3-2. Variable between 260. 320, 10k plus. Showers in the vicinity, a few 2700 CB. Scattered 3,300, temperature 4, dew point of 0, QNH 1015. What we'll do now is just notch the speed up. Has the aeroplane increased that, or is it going back to? Does it actually do it on the speed select? No, I don't think it does. Good. So, how are we going to get there? There's no stars. What is our flight plan? 32 right. Now, I know that it's temporarily displaced, but it won't be in the sim. So, we can take RMP. Let me do that. And why don't we go DASA? Gives us a nice base leg. The minimums are 8 to 10. LNAV. So there's the VOR tuned. R52. So if we were going for a visual circuit, what would we be? 1,000 plus the airfield elevation, 447. So if we did 1,500 there to get a top of descent at least 15 minutes. Oh, no lunch for me at this rate. I'll wait till we're on the ground. That may be a little bit keen and a bit early. It gives us something to work with. A visual circuit. Now if we could do a runway path, that would be ideal as well. We're probably going to have a few track miles, so it might be slightly off. It's certainly better than nothing. It's a shame that doesn't do anything better. Pop VNAV up. Did I miss a waypoint while we were going along mucking about? Yes, I missed Tadak. So we're off to Garuda. So there are military aprons, there are civil aprons. We'll take one of the mill ones. It's quite a long runway. So we just need to work out the speeds. Go to the end, exit left, just vacate, park up. There's that traffic ahead of us. Which is pretty cool to see. That's us overhead, Garuda, 5-5. +3 with oh dear all the 6s. Right, quick toilet break, and I'll be back and think about planning the approach. So I think depending on the wind, looking at our fuel burn, it might be possible to do London in one hit on Planet C. If not, if we need to make a fuel stop somewhere, we can do that. slightly different airwave, it must be. So he's doing 467, only 10 knots quicker than us, so what's he cruising at? 75, 76? He could punch this to 7, 8. We don't. So I am going to tune 1087 just as a backup. Z? Is it ZZ? Ixi? How on earth do you say that as a waypoint? That's overhead, 01, 635. So I'm going to set 100. SAs are relatively low, 2003 is the highest. Still almost 100 kilos additional fuel burned, so the difference is quite significant in the climb by the looks of things. Maybe my climb profile is bad. 06 is what's listed. Has to be but no TAS. Climb segment. Pretty incorrect. Sit brief. Anyway, landing wise, let's have a look at our charts. Never get it. Lap. So if we take 600 for an estimate. What was our zero fuel? Maybe 6.8-ish. That's going to give us 11 BREF. For EFS, a line of 125, and I know it's probably going to be less than that. So BREF ILS 125. Have a look for VAC. So flap 1, flap 3, stand off. 114, 110, well I've got 111. EFS 125. Well, I had, wasn't it? The VAC 114. Actually, I guess taking the +5 is probably a bad idea. Let's pop that on. And at 6.8, it's our landing distance. Even if we take 1,000 foot, no wind. So it should be 774. Is of course unfactored. Got a headwind, so that's fine. We'll take 774 times 1.4. Gives us 1106. 0.82, so 1107. The runway is 3,500, so we're really not going to achieve much of that up. And of course, don't forget that's me estimating 600 kilos. It's going to be much lower than that. So I'm not that confident with the fuel burns, and we don't really have the data for it. Can't really do much, and the flight plan doesn't give it, does it? It's going to be relative. I don't know what the fuel burn's going to be in percent. Ardent overhead at 07. And we've got, call it 600. Should have 676. So we are about 80 kilos off of plan. We burned more than 80 kilos more than the plan, and you can see that Simbrief eventually catches up in the cruise, but the climb is quite out. So 2 minutes, top of descent. Now it should be coming in then, shouldn't it? Or does it only show with 1 minute to go? Probably a bit too keen, to be honest. 120 miles. Just the rule of 3. It's about there, so 150 miles on top. Suppose we haven't got a tailwind. We'll just do what the aeroplane says and see how we get on. Climb to top of descent. There it goes. So it has come in. Good. So let's arm VNav. .070 in the descent. Apparently that's when we want windshields and heating on. Still don't get that. This descent may be a little bit early. The airplane's going to violently pitch over. Yeah, didn't need to do that. Hopefully, because these aren't restrictions, we'll just go straight through them quite happily without levelling off. CSC doesn't work in the descent, as Warthog's kindly informed me yesterday. So, use that. .27015 colour code blue, just 6 minus 3 dew point, 3,900 CBs, so the clouds will be going up. 50° off, so we're going to have a bit of a crosswind. Crosswind from the left. Just all crosswind to be fair. Maybe it's because it doesn't plan an idle descent. Idle descent would clearly be much more efficient. So I guess it's just a flight path angle issue. We're aiming for 2.5. There you go, you see those guys, we were keeping up pretty well. We dropped a little bit there, but not horrifically. CPU's still holding its own. We're going to be doing a left turn to head straight north, just avoiding Belarus to our left. was a bit aggressive. Did that path change so aggressively? With a bit of smoothing out, I reckon. For an idle path descent, so maybe in future go for the 3.5. See how we get on with that. Into the map. The map just stops. We have no terrain data. Russia, really. Strikes me as somewhat odd. Go to vertical speed, reduce that down a bit, half bank off, smooth that out. Then if it's all been fine, it's left the approach in. Let's go 1500 there. Change that. Okay, odd. So 3.5, let's see how we get on with that. It's a little bit aggressive. This could go spectacularly wrong now, so should have left it alone. And once we get to INBOV, we're going to be going, activating the approach. So I'm going to switch this. go down to 25, level off for a bit, capture the profile. No, we are tracking, but we are still tracking. So is Moscow on Minsk, capital of Belarus. We're not avoiding Belarus, are we? We're avoiding down to the left. So a bit of a messy descent. This 2.5 isn't really good enough for an idle path. So approach, well, we're going in the RP to right, the minimums are set. And we're going INBOV and then direct. Odessa, Sierra Alpha 452. 4, max 230, 3.5, 451 at 23, and then 3 degrees slope down to the runway. It will be on that plus V, quite high minimums. The weather will be suitable for the approach, except for Phenom in a moment, which may still be quite wrong. There we go, it's coming in, profile. Landing data's done, windshields on. Most protection is not required yet, and seatbelts will go on in a minute. Might as well do belts on. It's quite smooth now, was all this twitching about 5 minutes to go. VNAV path armed. There you go, so it is slightly longer. Oh, that's aggressive, isn't it? Quite idle, is it? Got the hang of VNAV in this one day. So I think that's... Oh, look, Odessa is on track. I thought we were going straight there. So, seeing as there is nobody around. Yeah, there is nobody around. Why don't we go straight to to the approach. It's not much of a course change, is it? But we are a bit high. We've got some good ortho. CPU really isn't working hard, well matched with the GPU, which is good. Don't forget the ground shadows still on. All these cloud shadows, and they're actually not too fuzzy. That adds so much more immersion. Were they off before? I just not noticed. Somebody told me how to get rid of that, and I forgot what it was. If there's any of you guys, please tell me. See if I can remember. So 230 is the next speed restriction, so I can bring that back as a reminder. See that we're ever so slightly losing speed. Shame about the redraw. There you go, this is a much nicer descent. Pop the anti-ice on as we get through these clouds. So we do the approach checks, crossfeed is off, altimeters set cross check, barrows set, analyzers required. Signs out as required. Packs advised, well, we're just about to pass through 10. Stab on. I do need to read up about the anti-icing on this. It's 10, so the transition out is 5, 6. Let's double check the weather and go to QNH. Zero 115, so let's clear ourselves down to 4,000. Oh, hello. Oh, that's the GPU acting up as we come into these clouds. It's the CPU's keeping up. Passing 10. Lights on. Feels a bit stuttery, but look, it's doing okay. Better than before, so clearly the CPU, although it didn't look it, was holding us back. There we go, popped out. 2 minutes to go, speed's coming back nicely. Max is 230, so we'll actually come back to 220. No other speed restrictions, mist is straight ahead. 5, max 220. There is the airport. DME, frame rate still holding up solid. So 4 down to 3.5, then down to 2.3. Scenery's pretty good. Bit cloudscapey. So those could do with editing out, but that's beyond my ability in Photoshop. I can barely paint an aeroplane. Speed is gradually coming back. We're going to meet the speed restriction. Šiauliai traffic, Ascot 1138, passing altitude 4,600 feet. Descending altitude 4,000 feet at Odessa, inbound RMP runway 32 right. Šiauliai traffic. With the that's it. Hasn't quite kicked in yet. Bring the speed back to about 200. Nav armed. That's going to give us a 10-mile final. Let's see how quick we can fly this. Obviously 10 miles in the 7.3 would want to be flat one matched, which is about 200 depending on weight. So we should be able to keep up with the big boys. So let's see if that profile still works. I don't think the screen's on here. There's our top of descent point. Marked. Warhawks, hello buddy. Yeah. Oh, so I guess you've caught up, or have you just been looking at the chat? Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, you need to tow and maneuver them into position, but I mean that's like driving in and then somebody towing it and turning it round for you. Yeah, that's an FBO type duty. So, yeah. Right, VNav active. Bring the power back to idle. Speed's running away just a little bit. So yeah, you definitely would need to push back off the line stand. Šiauliai traffic, Ascot 1138, overhead, Sierra Alpha 452, inbound to RMP, runway 32 right, Šiauliai traffic. So let's arm the approach glide path, GPS, LNAV plus V, both armed, and the list was 5. Coming back to 180. 32 right. We're not very well lined up on. Airplane's holding speed. Now that may be a little bit keen, so maybe I'm going to have to adjust my profiles a bit. We can use speed brake to get the flat back, but don't forget we are still 10 miles out. roughly on the DME. 23, Sierra Alpha 451. We are not very well aligned, are we? The airplane's intercepting that very well. It's not that much drift. Okay, speed brake time. So maybe 180 is a bit more sensible rather than try and keep up. I mean, we can do it with speed brake. Don't know how uncomfortable it is in the real aeroplane. So we're 5 miles out at this point. 5 miles, 160. Seems reasonable. 23. GP stayed constant there, which is good. Flap 1, we're within the white arc. 114 or 115 is our VAP. And that's interesting, the speed's running away a bit. Okay, flap 2, I'll bring the speed back. Flap 3 for landing. Gear down. Speed to come back. Nose off. Šiauliai traffic has got 1138, 4 mile final, 325. So flap 3, landing flap set, gear down 3 green. Just bringing the speed back to VREF. Should be 116, shouldn't it? +5. See, we've got a bit of a crosswind. But pretty stable.
Approaching 3, 2, right.
Autopilot.
$500.
That should have been minimums. Continue, so those callouts need a bit of work. This was just 2 runways when I checked it earlier before I got the scenery off the org. Minimum marker. We're a little bit low.
200.
Corrected. No, not quite.
100.
Well, look, there we go. And I don't know if you guys can see that. Spoilers have deployed. 149, I'll take that. From the centre line, struggling to steer with the rudder today. And we've got no braking, but the throttle is at idle. So let's test out that standard braking. Could have vacated there, couldn't we? Which still seems a little bit aggressive. And I've still got brakes on the toe pedals, but I just struggle to apply those evenly. So we've got 5,000 feet of runway left. Ooh. Looking at the chart, I think we're going to have to go up here to a hotel. Yes, I did, mate. And the reason I didn't do it before, which I probably didn't recall yesterday or explain very well, was I didn't want to have something that needed fly with Lua or another plugin that I don't really need or want to use. This one is completely native, so stuck that in there. So pretty happy with it. So that gave us 149. projectFLY said, oh, I didn't start the projectFLY flight. Rats. That was stupid. Oh well. Just have to input that one manually, I guess. So here we are, 12 knots. Went in. Spoilers up, flaps up, ooh, trims up. Hotel, and we'll just go straight ahead to this apron. Show the traffic Ascot 1138, runway 32 left vacated, crossing, correction, runway 32 right vacated, crossing 32 left at hotel. Oh, I can't believe I didn't start projectFLY. Mind. So we must have touched down T1. About 500 kilos.
Approaching 1-4 right.
So I'm leaving the lights on. They've got two runways here. This is the old one. You can see these runways are massive. Oh, military apron 3 is what. Okay. Oh, the Mike Alpha. So after landing, flaps up, speed brake up, external lights as required, ice protection as required, and if pressure is less than 2, dump it. Guess if you do it yourself, just does its thing and lets you do yours. Let's park over here. I guess we can park facing either way. Yes. Whatever. I think we'll just stop here, shall we? That is standard braking. Why is it not working? So, brake set on blocks at 12:44 Zulu with 491. Lights off, signs off, brake is set. Disconnected from VATSIM again. That's weird. Back on. Maybe the network's having issues. So let's disconnect that comp, do the projectFLY. I can put the times in if I need to. Those are set to start. Everything else is done. Lights can go off and we can open up the door. But first, why don't we do a replay? about here. What's that for a crosswind? 12 knots? That wasn't bad. Have a look at that from behind. A bit too much rudder as we touched down. I didn't quite kick off the drift. Actually, no. Go over. No, close. It's a good looking aeroplane. Yeah, that wasn't perfect, was it? Oh, it did it again. Oh, that's different that time. Not quite sure what that's telling me. 105 meters. Then straggling all the way down the runway. Anyway, I'll take that. Not a bad little plug-in. Or log. What does that mean? Oh, it stays up for 60 seconds. Okay. Fine, I'll figure that out. But, thanks for watching, guys. Not bad approach. A little bit speedy, a little bit fast, but ended up stable with a bit of speed brake. We probably could have vacated early, but whatever. Here we are. Oh, hello. Sat down on the ramp. So, open all those. 490 in the tanks. See if we can do a return trip later on. There we are. Arrived. So, thanks for watching. Whatever you're up to today, have a good day. I'm going to go have some lunch. Enjoy yourselves. Take care. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.